Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slab Chalks.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Day 2 of the Premier Series qualifier at Arc Ninja in Longmont, Colorado. For the World Ninja League, my name is Kane Casillas, and joining me today is going to be Kane Malden, to Kane's second day of our amazing event here, and we've got two action-packed courses set up for you by none other than the elite ninja duo of Nate Hansen and Austin Gray. Arc is one of the newer gyms to the ninja world, but they've made their impact very, very clear. It started off obviously with two household names of the sport, and they've grown quite a good part of that Colorado community, a new home for ninja, to say the very least. And it's very exciting to see just how much these athletes will be challenged in this new ninja home of theirs. But first, of course, we do have to understand what exactly our athletes are getting into. So hopping on the mic now is going to be my partner, Kane Malden, telling you about the format of today's competition.
Yes, so for those just tuning in for the first time, I will explain it to you. So first things first, the placement course, all our athletes will go in random order. It's going to be a traditional ninja course, and if you fall, that's it. And with that said, this course typically structured like a speedy, fast, emphasized course. And what that means is that the faster you go, the higher you will place, and the better you will stand in regards to your run order on the challenge course, where everything is on the line. The course is typically much tougher, but at the expense to where you get 2 retries. If you fail 3 different obstacles, you're out. If you fail the same obstacle twice, you're done. And the top 4 out of all of that will be going to Washington for the Premier Series finals. Now, it would be amiss of me to not explain how our athletes got here. So the top 25% of our athletes in their region will be eligible to compete in Premier Series. Also, our greatest performing athletes in the Tier 1 championships. So, needless to say, we have some of the best in attendance here.
You got that right, Kane. And today they're going to be pushed by 2 of the greats in ninja, Nate Hansen and Austin Gray, who have such an extensive history with this sport. Nate is a local to the northern Denver area. He grew up in Brighton, Colorado, and later attended Colorado University Boulder to pursue his degree in marketing. And he's been a fan of the show ever since he was 10 years old. It was his favorite. And as he grew up, he just got closer and closer to the sport. Fast forward to today, he's got 5 seasons of American Ninja Warrior under his belt, and his story has inspired kids and adults alike. Last year, Nate felt that it was time to support the growing sport of ninja and opened a Ninja Warrior gym of his own. And here we are in Arc Ninja. Nate still holds a passion for coaching and competing, but making a positive and lasting impact in his community is what matters the most. And of course, we've got his partner in crime, Austin Gray, who has 9 years of coaching experience, ranging from gymnastics to climbing to parkour to ninja. And for 7 of those years, he's been coaching in ninja facilities worldwide. His expertise goes from working with fresh beginners and helping them understand the sport to guiding elite performers and squeezing in every ounce of potential on the course. After dedicating many years of pursuing victory on the show, Austin has returned to the gym with a renewed focus on making ARC the best facility for the ninja community he's cultivated throughout his career, as well as any new ninjas that want to join our growing sport and community. So shout out to these two gentlemen. They've set up such an amazing gym, and while ARC has only been open for a limited amount of time, their impact is already massive and only growing by the day, and I couldn't be more happy for them.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. If we have enough time, we can lead you into our sponsors here. So let's see what they're all about. Up first is going to be Ninja Works. Of course, it would be impossible to talk about a WNL competition without at least taking a look at Ninja Works here. They time our athletes to the best extent possible. We've worked with this company for many years. And of course, they provide us our timers you can see on the wall, or the buzzers, or a smoke machine if we ask nicely enough. So yes, massive kudos to Ninja Works. And then if we can lead into our next sponsor, here is DGS, of course, providing us with a lot of our ninja holds and apparatus, whatever the plural is for that. And of course, there's a lot of athletes that DGS helps by sponsoring them, putting their name behind the greatest ninjas this sport has seen. As you can see there, Addie Herman, an incredible ninja in her own right. So yeah, DGS, an incredible brand that's really helped the sport of ninja for many, many years. So thank you to our sponsors. It looks
That's
like
right.
We might see the course obstacles.
Absolutely. We've got 8 obstacles here on our placement course, which is going to be a speedy flow course. You can see some very interesting contraptions set up. You've got a DGS board on the left side of your screen, but the big story is the floating trampoline that our athletes are going to have to lâcher to, hop, use that rope, and climb themselves up to that little platform up on the top of the rig. It's a pretty big one. It's our second to last obstacle, called Climb It Then Send It, right ahead of the warped wall, which will round out our placement course. And, you know, trampoline obstacles, they can be tricky to swing into from time to time. Having it suspended on straps adds a whole new layer of instability. Granted, this is a safe obstacle. We've seen it. It's been tested, and our athletes should absolutely be able to survive this. But, of course, having the extra variable of the flotation on the trampoline is definitely something that our athletes are going to have to take into account as they make their landing onto that little trampoline there.
Oh yeah, and if I may add, you know, these competitors really going to be pushing it. So, you know, any little misplacement on that trampoline, it might be amplified. It's definitely an obstacle you don't want to get hung up on. You want a higher placement on the placement course, after all. That's what it's named for. So I'm eager to see how our team competitors can handle it. I mean, it's nothing that they can't do, but it looks like we are about to see our first athlete here in the teen division.
Well, our first athletes will be coming up, and I'm also very excited to see what else is going to be in store. But of course, the first runner is going to be a heavy favorite to take this teen female division, and that's Porter Fanant, one of the rising stars of the sport. Porter has absolutely come out swinging as soon as she became eligible to compete in pro-level competitions. We've seen her on the Ninja Sport Network quite a bit, tearing up those courses. Her grip strength is insane. Her efficiency and her flow overall is impeccable. And I think it's going to be great to see just how much she's going to defeat, like just absolutely crush this course. I think she's going to do a great job. But joining her in the teen female division is going to be Helena Smith, another very strong rising star in the sport of ninja. I couldn't tell you who's going to come out on top. Hopefully, both of our ladies here will qualify for the finals. In order to do so, they'll have to beat the third obstacle on the challenge course, since there is less than 4 of them in their division today. Meanwhile, for our teen male division, they will have to fight for a spot in the top 4 in order to qualify for the finals. Sebastian Stokes and Caden Forsha are 2 athletes that jump out to me big time. And Caden, known as the Chatterbox Ninja, one of the favorites definitely coming in. But again, you're going to want to look out for Porter, who is going to be our first runner here on the placement course. We'll see if she ends up running a little later on the challenge course, depending on how that placement course pans out for her.
Yeah, Porter and Helena. It's going to be a pretty intense 1v1. Obviously, if they beat the third obstacle, they will be qualifying. They'll be going to Washington, but you know they want to push themselves a little bit further. And I'm eager to see, you know, this stiff competition between these 2 incredible athletes.
Couldn't have said it better myself there, Kane. Those are 2 very strong women, and we have actually had a last-minute registration, another very strong woman who will be competing later on in the elite division. It's Katie Bone, one of the women's champions from the show, one of the strongest climbers and ninjas out there right now. Recently had a knee injury last year and has come back into the sport healthier than ever, stronger than ever, and I can't wait to see herself, you know, really pushing on the courses that Nate and Austin have set up. I think it's going to be a really inspiring run for anyone who's making a comeback in any sport, and I'm absolutely rooting for Katie coming into the elite division.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of intense competition. It's going to be a short and sweet division here in the teen division. Of course, from the looks of it, it's going to be 7 athletes competing. Of course, a little side effect is that there's gonna be more people qualifying than people who are not. So these competitors are gonna be really fighting for those 4 spots in Washington.
You know, there's a lot of athletes here on the West Coast that I can't say I'm totally familiar with, but I am familiar with the athlete at our starting line who's about to kick us off, Porter Fanant. And I think we're going to see a great sprint here. All of our athletes have been briefed on the rules. 50 seconds on the clock, and she's moving. Nice pop through that slider. Coming into this quad step alley. Oh, and a slip off the ledge. I think she wanted to go for a big skip there. And surprisingly, Porter down on the first half of the placement course. Thankfully, she's not eliminated. There will be a challenge course left to attempt. But, wow, I could see the vision. And I always respect when an athlete goes for a big move. And even if they miss it, you know, they sent it. And I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, something I'd like to point out as well, that is a new obstacle, I believe, to the teen division. So even if our competitors have been watching the early divisions, doing their homework, yeah, that's going to be a new challenge for sure. So first one to boot, it's always a little tricky, but I'm sure Porter can pick herself back up and dial in for the challenge course.
Well, with that, we're going to see who exactly out of our 2 female athletes today is going to be running first on the challenge course after this very run. It's going to be Helena Smith. Helena comes out of Jump Climb Extreme, 4 years of ninja experience, and has definitely made the most of those 4 years. Gotten to stage 3 at the World Championships. Definitely not an easy thing to accomplish.
Yeah, and jumping and climbing and being extreme, that's what this course is all about. But looks like Helena going to take the safer route here, and it pays off. That moves her into first place.
That's right. Nice setback here for the Lachey, trying to get high on that ladder. And now moving on through.
Looks like she's going to be our first effort here on this floating trampoline.
Settles and just leans over. Doesn't really get a high jump, but she had the control that she needed. And that's perfect because it looks like Helena Smith is going to be our first clear of the day. Just got to get up the wall. And I don't know. Did Timer? No, she got that. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, had over 15 seconds left, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely crushed that time limit. Amazing job.
Yeah, and that'll wrap things up on the gal side. Now moving on to the guys. First up is going to be Caleb Riley in just a few short seconds. Let's see what he can do based on what he's just seen. Again, wow, what a great run out of Helena, though. Was able to really dial in, put up a really strong showing.
That's right, and it looks like we might be ready to go on the floor with our first team male athlete as Caleb Riley appears to be at the starting line. Meanwhile, Austin Gray on the left side of your screen, hard at work on our challenge course here, making sure everything's nice and fastened before those athletes take everything on.
Yeah, I mean, needless to say, Austin Gray, he's working hard. He's not hardly working. This was an incredible course he set up, and I'm really excited to see what our teams will do. But that was on the challenge course side. We still have a few more athletes to go here on the placement course.
And there we go, our first teen male athlete of the day. It is Mr. Caleb Riley, coming out of Ninja Intensity. Ninja Intensity, such a popular gym in the Colorado area. So many high-level athletes coming from there. Caleb off to a great start there on that slider.
What's he going to go for here, though? Taking the safer route. That's good to see. Now, what's he going to do here?
Great pop down and a pull forward. Coming across the gumdrops. Two-stepping on that third one, making sure that he's nice and stable. And a nice kick through. He should be good to go here, which he is. Now has to pull himself up to that platform. Hops right down and is going to give it a nice run up the wall. Right up to the buzzer. A time of 30.5 seconds. Sets the time to beat for the teen male division. A very strong start here.
And as you can see on the trampoline here, he used his full height advantage there. From where he was holding onto the rope, he was able to just reach over to the ring, and that made it super easy for Caleb. A great run.
And just like that, 30.5 seconds is going to be, like I said, it's going to be a tricky time to beat. But also, we have a lot of talent in this field of teen competitors, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone breaks 30. I think we could get under 30, absolutely. I think somewhere in the 26 to 27 range is definitely possible on this course. And we'll see if Sam Rauscher can be that person to break through and set the fastest time.
All right, here you go, Sam.
Yeah, and it looks like Sam wearing the Arc Ninja shirt might be a home field representation kind of guy. I like those smooth strides through that second obstacle, an early dismount. Great work out of Sam.
Wow. But he took a little extra time adjusting on that ladder. And he's still taking some extra swings here. Has the power he needs, but that might have taken a little bit of time. He's very much on pace for a buzzer, though.
Yeah, no doubt. The time definitely on his side.
Great bounce off of the mini tramp there.
Gonna have to hop on down, climb up this warped wall, and the buzzer will be his. Wow. A nice run out of Sam.
Oh, it looks like we had to adjust Caleb's time as well. So Caleb with a 34 and Sam finishing with 40 seconds to the buzzer. Amazing job. We are 2 for 2 here in the team male division. Let's see if our next athlete can make it 3 for 3. This is none other than Mr. Sebastian Stokes. Sebastian is a very strong athlete, and you can see that he is just absolutely locked in right now. Coming out of Ninja Nation Centennial. I think he's definitely someone that's on my radar for the top spot on the challenge course today. So let's see how he performs on the placement course to see if he can position himself in a good spot on the run order.
Let's see, clambering across, now going into these ladders. It's so easy to gain time, but also lose it. It's definitely a double-edged sword, but wow, a nice pop. And he's off.
Yeah, amazing underbar there. Oh no, a miss on the trapeze. Oh, and he's looking at his hand. He had it taped up. There was a rip there, and I think it might have reopened, or he might have missed it. Oh, yeah. Hopefully that rip's all right for the challenge course a little later. Very surprising there. That underbar on the end of the ladders, that was so clean. That was a very good run. Just unfortunate timing there with that rip.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have a score to settle with the challenge course, but in the meantime, up next is gonna be Dominic Jackson. Let's see, looks calm and ready.
All right, Dominic now getting ready to go. A minute on the clock. And off to the races goes Dominic Jackson. Huge kick there on the send it slider. Another Ninja Intensity athlete. Such a big team showing up to the Premier Series today. He's going to jump for that ring and goes right for the bottom ladder. Nice gibbon and underbar down that second ladder.
Yes, this is looking really efficient. I think he's eyeing up the top time, Kane. But let's see, he skips the ring altogether.
Great pop through. It could be sub 30. And I think he got it. Dominic Jackson, 30.14. Amazing run there. And that move on the trampoline, which you're seeing right now, that's what made the difference. Caught the rope and the ring. Kicked right through. So clean.
And thus, looks like Dominic gonna be our top time unless our last athlete, Caden Forsha, has something to say about it.
Caden Forsha, a very smooth athlete in all of his runs, and he goes for the skip, and we finally see it pay off. Gonna reach as well for the bottom. I think he wanted to link that, but he's gonna take an extra swing to be safe, and gets right out of there. Had his exit strategy on lock. Coming now into that floating trampoline. Huge move up. And a nice drop down coming up to the buzzer now. Going to be a couple seconds behind Dominic, but Caden Forsha takes second place with a 32-second run.
Yeah, definitely a run to remember here out of Caden. Did his homework based on the previous runners, and it added up. It gives him a nice second place time, gives him some decent headway going in to the challenge course. And from the looks of it, yeah, this was a really solid placement course. We got 4 out of 5. Sebastian, I'm sure, is going to put up an incredible run on the challenge course. And again, no overlooking the top times here. Dominic Jackson, Caden Forsha, Caleb Riley, all incredible athletes with incredible times.
That's right. Now Sebastian will be running 3rd overall on the challenge course run order after Porter and Helena. Helena taking the top spot in the female division. But Sebastian will have to run first for the team male division, and that might put a little pressure. I personally like being first in run orders. I think it puts athletes in a good position. You can either set the bar incredibly high for the runners to come after you, or you can crack under the pressure. It really just comes down to how familiar our athletes are with the obstacles. You can see on the right side of the screen, Nate's going over the challenge course with our athletes as well, so they were fully briefed and have all of the information necessary to take on this course. Can't wait to see it. We saw some pretty incredible challenge course runs yesterday in the youth divisions, and it's been supersized and made much more difficult for our teen athletes, and I'm very curious as to how our athletes are going to make adjustments on the fly. Specifically Porter. Porter has so much power and strength, and so to see that skip not pay off for her on the placement course, definitely a fluke. Definitely not something that we normally see out of her. And I don't think that's going to be the case again for this challenge course run. For our team female athletes, it is worth remembering that they are going to have to clear the first 3 obstacles. Anything after that is just gravy and a shot at winning the competition. But 3 obstacles will punch your ticket into the finals at Life Force in November.
All right, but it looks like we will be taking a quick intermission, I want to say. Looks to be the case. So, yeah, we will set up the challenge course, and don't go anywhere, because we will be seeing some fierce competition between our teen athletes. We hope to see you then.
Welcome back, everyone, to the World Ninja League Premier Series qualifier here at Arc Ninja in Colorado. We are just about to jump into the teen division of the challenge course. That's going to be awesome. And, of course, you're not going to want to miss those runs, as well as some epic runs coming up later today. We have, in the elite division, two incredibly talented athletes who just so happen to be best friends and training partners out of Ninja Intensity. It's Max Feinberg and Caden Lebsack. I feel like at this point their resumes do speak for themselves, but we'll definitely go into further detail in the near future. You're not going to want to miss these two take on this incredible Premier Series event. Let's see if we can get both of the Bucket of Chalk boys into the Premier Series finals. But of course, as I just said, we still have 7 athletes to go on the challenge course for the teen division. 2 female athletes, 5 male athletes. And Kane, what can we expect from this challenge course and from our athletes today?
Just in general, these teen athletes are incredible competitors. Of course, on the female side, it's going to be a fierce 1v1 between Porter and Helena, 2 incredible athletes. As you can see from Helena, number 12 on the power rank, which is just insane. And on the male side, as you can see, 5 incredible athletes, 4 of which finished, 1 of which is looking to climb up and get some redemption here in the challenge course. But it's not going to be easy, that's for sure. We're going to have a lot of obstacles, which have been made even harder compared to the preteen division to accommodate our stronger, more experienced athletes here on the challenge course. So, with that said, we'll be getting into our first athlete very, very shortly.
Yeah, Porter getting to run first is going to be a very interesting dynamic for this competition, which I don't think we were expecting right away.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, Porter was either going to run first or second, so the deviation definitely varies.
Yes, definitely. Now, I'm very curious as to what the time limit is going to be for our athletes here, as this course is set to be pretty tricky. You know, that you can see some interesting holds out here, and a lot of cliffs set up as well on the sides of each of these lanes. And there's a buzzer upside down on the left side of your screen, right at the bottom next to a little cliff bogey there. So I imagine we're going to see some pretty gutsy performances today, where the true grit of our athletes are going to be put on the spotlight here. Once again, behind the run order here, you can see Austin Gray still atop of the truss, working his way through, making sure everything's nice and fastened, so that way our athletes can run through everything safely. What I really like is that flywheel in the back towards the middle of your screen. I like that it's angled. You know, having it off axis is definitely going to lead to some fancy little swings. And we're going to see if Porter Fanot can be our first athlete to give us a look at that today. Here we go, 3:50 as the time limit.
Yeah, first things first, climbing up to the top of that warped wall apparatus. Got to be careful not to bump the head there. Now, climbing down that first obstacle. Not too failable.
Oh no, wait. Well, no, it was marked as a clear for the ladder, which is fine, but it does count as a fall on the balance into the UFO slider, which she's attempting now. Gets it first try, and that's 3 obstacles under her belt, which means Porter Fanot is 100% qualified for the Premier Series Finals. Now it's a matter of How far can she get on this course, and will she be able to hold off Helena Smith?
Yeah, I mean, the task in front of her not going to be easy. Up next is this balance obstacle. In the placement course, we saw those blocks right side up. Now they're upside down, but Porter was able to get through it with ease.
Now coming into this tricky sideways ledge helix lane.
Yeah, Angry
They
Birds
pop,
looks like...
and you have to rotate the helix. Great catch there. No surprise, Porter's grip strength, incredible. Porter's, won many ninja titles before. Trains at Ninja Intensity, which is which emphasizes the grip so heavily. And she's come second at the Bucket of Chalk competition at just 12 years old last year. Just got back from a trip to Costa Rica where she represented Team USA in the OCR World Finals and got a bronze medal at one of their events. Congratulations to her. She also hosted a comp last November with some friends and raised $1,100 for a mother fighting breast cancer. So Porter, no stranger to obstacles, whether she's behind the scenes or on the course. And I love to see that she's making a difference in her community.
Yeah,
now,
side note.
This is going to be a little different here. They're going to have to hop the cane on the flying bar cradles.
Yeah, this isn't going to be easy. Side note, Breast Cancer Awareness Month going to be next month.
That's right.
But yeah, this is a tough obstacle. Oh!
Well, so far, Porter making great time as well. She's going to reach over for that flywheel. Now her swing is a little off. She's repositioning herself. Very clean there. Nice dismount.
Now it's time for this obstacle, the little mustache swing. Let's see what changes have been made to it, because this wreaks considerable havoc in our youth divisions. So definitely a little curious.
Come on, Porter, here we go. Nice catch there. Gonna turn herself around and lock it into the bear trap. Should be good to go here, and she got it.
Yeah, nice and
Down
high.
to the top of the truss.
Oh my gosh, you have to climb up there.
Great leap across, and settling her swing now. Really trying to grow it so she can land on top of that platform. Pops right up with one leg. Gets up there very clean. Porter still has a retry left if she needs, but so far not looking to need it at all. And I believe we are in the home stretch here, Kane, with this crazy cliffhanger line. But grip is one of Porter's specialties.
Oh,
not even chalking up. Almost tried to go for the skip and just peeled off, but she is going to give it a retry. Doesn't have a lot of time left on the clock, though.
Yeah, that is kind of a tough case. See,
They didn't stop the timer for her, but I think she only had about 5 seconds left. So definitely not enough time to beat this, but a run to the final obstacle for Porter. Great job.
yeah, it was a great run. Our first runner making it to the final obstacle as well. That Angry Birds, definitely nothing to scoff at. Porter really using her strengths to make some decent leeway on this horse, and she needed it considering who's up next. So, for sure, going to Washington, a spot locked in, but we'll see how Porter's run holds up with Helena Smith on the sidelines here.
All right, well, there is Helena now. We'll see if she can, first off, beat the first 3 obstacles in order to advance to the finals, or after that, potentially take the top spot from Porter.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for sure. This course, no easy task. I mean, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. But with that said,
Porter made it to the final obstacle in 3 minutes, 15 seconds. And Helena now lining up that third obstacle. Got to get the dismount on the slider. She's going to take an extra swing here, trying to tuck up and save her momentum. But I don't think it's giving her the speed that she's wanting here. Trying to pop. And gets it. And she'll be moving on to finals. Amazing move there. Got it by her toes and pulled forward. Now to see if she can take the win from Porter. A full course clear would do that. If not, get into the final obstacle in under 3 minutes, 15 seconds would secure her the top spot. Quickly onto this agility now. Oh, I think her foot touched.
Oh, that was a tough bail there out of Helena. Hopefully she's okay. Looks to be the case. Oh my gosh. Oh, and she's missed there. But yeah, Helena still keeping it alive. Now the Angry Birds. These little rotating blocks.
Just couldn't get the rotation there on that last helix move. All right, coming in for her second attempt now. This is her second retry as well.
Come on. Nice, come on.
Oh,
Catches
yeah.
that move on that Angry Birds.
Come on.
All right.
And a nice
Helena.
catch. No!
Oh.
Helena Smith gonna go down on the Angry Birds, but still an amazing job. Gonna land her in second place for the day, and with this dismount you're seeing here, she will be advancing to the Premier Series Finals. Such a great run. She's been training since she was 10 and been competing since that time as well. Made it to Worlds 4 times, was in the Premier Series last year, second in the Northeast. She's done so much in such a short amount of time that she, it's no surprise that she's made it this far. And I look forward to seeing her continue to grow her resume in the Premier Series Finals. But there you have it for our teen female division. Porter is going to be our winner. We're now going to take it over to the start line for the teen male division, where Sebastian Stokes is going to be kicking us off. Now, if you might recall, he had a great run up until he seemed to have triggered a rip that he has taped up on his right hand. So hopefully he can keep that safe this time around.
Yeah, that's going to be ever more important too, because this course does emphasize the hands.
Sebastian started doing ninja at age 10, started competing at 11. He's qualified for Worlds all 3 seasons he's competed. He's playing football right now for his high school, and he hit his first home run in baseball last season. Nice job. So definitely a very multi-talented athlete here. Sebastian's making his way through very smooth. Now he can give that hand a rest here on this agility obstacle. Great footwork there. Wouldn't expect anything less out of the football player. You know that they're in those agility ladders all the time.
Yeah, of course. You can't be clumsy on your feet there. But with that said, Sebastian going into this, it's going to be a little tough. We just saw a bit of issues on this obstacle. But wow, one swing between each jump!
Tough one there. But he's going to get a retry here. And for those who might be wondering why the timer's not frozen on your screen, it's just a technical error. But Nate, our referee, is in fact freezing the timer. And all updated results accurate to the time can be found on worldninjaleague.org thanks to NinjaWorks. Now, Sebastian, taking his second attempt. It's worth noting that because there are 5 athletes in this division, one of them will be unable to qualify for the finals today. Sebastian hoping that he can land within that top 4, but this last move can be so tricky, and down he goes! So close from Sebastian Stokes, but yeah, that vertical wooden hold can be so hard to twist and catch.
Yeah, I think Porter made it look a little easier than it actually is. But yeah, it's nothing to scoff at for sure. It's a tough obstacle, and we'll see how the remaining teen athletes can handle it. But with that said, we are going to be going into our finishers on the placement course. The Elite Four, so to speak.
All right, well, now it's time for Sam Rauscher. And now that we're in our final 4 runners of the challenge course, that means with every run, an athlete will be guaranteed a spot in the finals. Will the first spot go to Sam or will it go to Sebastian? We're about to find out as Sam moving very quickly up that first wall there before catting back to that platform. Great job, but is stumbling through, so he decides to roll with that speed, and it pays off. Great job, Sam.
Yeah, great body awareness, rolling with the punches. That's how you do it on Ninja, thinking of new strategies on the fly.
Very swift, efficient moves here through our 4th obstacle. Coming in at number 5. Surprised that we've only seen 1 fall so far. These can be so deceptively tricky if you're not centered, but Sam Rauscher is in the clear.
Yes, and by the looks of it, he's gonna be going to Washington. Did he make it there faster?
I do believe he did.
Yeah, but you know he wants more than that. You know he wants to make it through this obstacle, but this is where it gets really tough.
No, and he didn't get the rotation there, so he's gonna get a retry. We'll have to see if he can break through on his second attempt. You really have to give it a good throw and be precise with your hand placement. Now these first couple of moves, they're not completely vertical, so it is a little easier to pivot and catch. Sam making his way through.
What's it gonna be here for Sam?
And he's down! Oh, man. We'll have to double check the time here. But still a great run. Had a little stumble there, but recovered as if nothing had happened. Made the most out of that little miss on the 3rd obstacle there, but cleaned it up right after. You can see here, this move just can be so tricky.
Yeah, you know, with the weight distribution, you definitely have to be really precise with how you move that little apparatus. And if you don't, it'll punish you.
Oh! And Sam's actually 3 seconds behind Sebastian, so Sebastian will be going to the finals. Sam currently on the bubble with Caleb Riley up to run. Caleb was our first runner in the male division. He set a great time on the placement course. It's going to be a close one here.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Of course, we'd love to see some decent distance here on the challenge course. But only time will tell. Let's see what Caleb can put on here.
Well, you can tell that he's definitely in a hurry to that 5th obstacle, or the 6th obstacle, pardon me. He's aware now that he's got to get there in under 45 seconds if he wants to advance to the finals. And he's a man on a mission right now, Kane. Good reaches, nice one-arm swings, taking a calm approach, but still moving very efficiently. And I think he's well within striking distance of a finals appearance here.
Yes, and he's there.
I do believe that'll do it by about a second ahead of Sam. But we want to see more. We want to see Caleb get through this obstacle and be just the 2nd athlete today to do so.
Yeah, Caleb, one of our taller athletes. So definitely going to be interesting to see. Might be a little easier, but here's this jump that's caused our athletes so much trouble. No!
Super close there. Got his hands on it, but just didn't get the angle proper. And now he's jumping right back into it.
I'm going to have to go again.
Ooh, caught that one by the fingertips.
Oh, one more go. Come on, Caleb. What's it gonna be?
Had
so
contact
close.
And just peeled off. But Caleb Riley put up a great run. One of the closest runs we've had on that obstacle without beating it, but so close. Look at, again, how he got his fingers and just peeled off. This second attempt, so much closer. Had it for a split second before just coming out. And now we're going to take it over to our second to last runner, Caden Forsha. Taking a look once again at the times. Let me double check on that for y'all. Caleb is actually going to be in first place right now. He was about a second faster than Sebastian. So Caleb is going to the finals, as is Sebastian. Sam Rauscher still on the bubble, watching himself slip lower and lower on the leaderboard as all these athletes continue. Caden moving at a great pace as well. Definitely putting the pressure on Sam. And Caden was one of our favorites. Ooh, great skip there. Sure.
Yeah, this is looking solid. Careful, Caden. Oh my gosh.
What a dive to save himself there. And that time is going to put him in first place right now. So we will be seeing him in the finals. Nice rotation there.
He's got to get his eye on the prize here. This obstacle has been taking names. Will Caden take it down? He skips it.
Very smart idea. He's seen that move trip up so many athletes already. So he just decided to avoid it entirely. He's through the balance and is now coming in to obstacle number 8. This tricky cane obstacle. You have to be pretty precise. These cradles can definitely be big, but you still have to be on point with your coordination here. Now for this big move up. Nice move.
This definitely isn't his first rodeo with Cane Tech. I think you and me both would know something about Cane Tech.
Nice slide right there over to the dismount platform. Coming into the mustaches. Still has a lot of time left on the clock as well.
Yeah, Caden could be our first finisher, but first things first.
Wow, one swing to lock it into the bear trap.
And look at this. Gonna have to dive for that mustache.
All right, he grabs it and is now lining up his swing to get up to that platform. Very clean. You can see him chalking up there, up top. He still has quite a lot of time to get to the very, very end. He's still got 1:25 seconds to beat this line of cliffhangers. Now let's see how much gas he has left in the tank.
It's not going to be easy. Those little bogeys have thrown off our athletes all weekend long.
Ooh, hand over hand. And Caden crushing this right now.
He's got to keep it together.
Couple moves to make. One more.
Oh my gosh. He's
yes,
done
he
it.
hits the buzzer. Caden Forsha, our first challenge course clear of the day. 2 buzzers for this young man today.
Yeah, and you can see he's really happy about that. I believe in his bio said something about... Oh no, bio.
He didn't have a bio, yeah.
But he was quick on his feet when it mattered, and that was an incredible time through the challenge course. And he was the first to complete the cliff line.
And those cliffs are not very gracious. They're pretty thin. Very impressive run overall. Some awkward holds, the way that they arranged the bogeys, obviously intentional by Nate and Austin. We're trying to push these athletes to the limit, and Caden was able to surpass that anyways. So now we're going to see who the final spot in the championships are going to go to. It's either going to be Sam Rauscher, who is on the bubble, or it's going to be this young man who had the fastest time on the placement course, Dominic Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, if that placement course run was anything to go by, I think Dominic Jackson's going to be a name to fear here on the challenge course.
Nice slide tech right through. Time to beat to obstacle number 6 is 45 seconds. Right now, Dominic just broke past the 30-second mark. He's going to have to move through this agility, first try. And I think he's got it there, Kane.
Yeah, Dominic might be going to Washington.
But of course, guaranteeing his spot will be getting through the Angry Birds here.
And he just saw the skip get pulled off. Maybe that's something he wants to pursue. He's done it!
Yes! Links the dismount as well. Steadying himself before the balance. You can tell he's catching his breath, possibly calming the adrenaline. He's not going to chalk up. He's not really taking any breaks here. He's just going to move right through this Kane obstacle.
Oh my gosh. He's linking through the canes. That's incredible.
Gets right up to it. Wow. Slammed that into the bear trap. Had me a little worried. I think he caught that mustache by his fingertips there, but managed to hold on. Everything's working out for him at the moment. Making great time.
Gonna have to take one more swing. This is a massive dismount.
So smooth right now, and he's well ahead of Caden's time to this point. Caden could still hold on to that top spot if Dominic falls on these cliffs, but Dominic seems to be moving very efficiently.
Look at his arms, very well engaged. He's got energy in spades.
He's also being very methodical with his hand placements right now to make sure he's not twisted up. Ooh, but he's got two hands on one bogey. How in the world? Oh, I thought he stuck that. That was crazy. Maybe he has to rethink his strategy.
Oh, and he has to climb a rope to get his retry. That's tough. Yeah, Dominic gonna have to rethink this. A finish still well within reach. But he basically has to do this obstacle twice. It's not going to be easy.
Now has to line up his hands. I think he might be trying to whip his left hand over, and he just slips off. So close. I like the vision. You could see where he was going with that and just couldn't hold on. But Dominic Jackson's going to take second place today with a very strong run on the challenge course.
Man, that's a tough course for sure. But he put up an incredible run. He sped through the first 9 obstacles. It was just down to that final cliff line that just gave him trouble. The scene of the crime.
Yeah, that cliff line can be so tricky, especially after 9 other obstacles. You have to think that our athletes will be a little taxed. But there you have it. Caden Forsha taking home the win on the team male division for our qualifier here today. Dominic Jackson in second. Caleb Riley rounding out your podium, and Sebastian Stokes taking that coveted 4th place spot. You'll see those 4 gentlemen all in the Premier Series finals, and I'm very excited for that. On the women's side, we have Porter Fanant and Helena Smith both advancing to the finals, having beaten the 3rd obstacle. Porter making it to the final obstacle, that tricky cliff line. So exciting to see. And then Helena also with a very strong run to that ever so challenging Angry Birds obstacle. Great runs from all of our athletes today, and we are not done with the action yet. Be sure to tune in very, very soon for the amateur division, and then later tonight for the elite division, where Annabella Heinrichs will be making her Premier Series debut. Annabella, Vegas finalist on American Ninja Warrior, incredibly strong. Has pulled off some moves that I frankly am very jealous of because they're super cool. I think she did one where she did a trapeze into a body prop up top. That was insane. Yeah, incredibly strong. Has so much creativity, and I can't wait to see how she puts her own spin on the courses as we enter the elite division later tonight. But with that said, we're definitely not done. Kane, what other qualifiers are up in store for us after our time here at ARC?
Yes, of course, we have Life Force in 2 weeks. That's going to be a pretty exciting gym for sure. And in True Function, that one taking place in the UK, the United Kingdom. Then we have SoFlo in October. And then following that, we have Modus Ninjas, the 19th and the 20th. That is the final qualifier of the season. And then finally, we will be going to Washington for the final event of the season in Life Force. And I'm really excited for that. It's going to be November 15th to the 17th, a 3-day special. So I'm I don't know. I can't get out my excitement, truth be told.
Yeah, it's going to be such a great event, and every single qualifier we host, the field of finalists just gets more and more talented. It's going to be one of the most competitive events in Ninja history, and you're not going to want to miss it. Something else you're not going to want to miss, the amateur division coming up next, which is I believe meant to be held at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Yes, that's right. So be sure to tune in very soon. We'll be back. Take care, everyone.